That's a huge hit.
Oh, that's an absolute cracker.
That is out. It's a very good hit, and that's 6. He connects. And 6.
This is our mission. We want the action. We moving with traction. We tend to get active.
We're down in the crowd again.
What a grab!
What a perfect way to kickstart this next exciting episode of Inside Edge Reloaded as we continue to look at the last week of the Betway SA20, and later on we'll be touching on the ladies' performance in the ICC T20 World Cup. It's going to be a good one, so I would suggest that you buckle up because we're about to take off. And my co-pilots for today is Nono Pongolo, and right next to Nono is the legendary Makhaya Ntini. Round of applause. Let's see the guns.
You want to see the guns?
We love
Thank
it.
you, guys.
It's so good to have you in studio with us, Makhaya.
Thank you. I actually, it's amazing to see, how you guys really enjoy, for me to be next to you.
Yes.
Because I know you guys are the anchors, and then I come in as a little boy,
Oh,
from the village of Umdingi, joining the Josie people. You know what I mean?
Well, listen, let's just stick with you because I know that you were at the Soweto Derby. You were doing some commentary.
Yes, it was good fun. Myself and Owen. But Mosi, isiXhosa siyabagqitha abanye abantu ngabanye abantu bephela bebaleka, they leave the room because the Xhosa is overpowering them. You know what I'm saying?
Indudumo zitho macala isamntanam. Hayi yo jonga pha isanaye kwathini kwadlala abantwana ha ufake kakhulu. Uyibonile la ndlela kwathi umjika umuntu wajonga ngaphana ngapha wajonga biphina kuthiwa foka number 1. Emadela kudlala ibhola la.
No, you were at the stadium, right?
Yeah, first of all, it's nice to see him wearing in black. So I think he's already kind of won him over. He's a Pirates fan now.
He is.
He's a Pirates fan.
Get about it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's been a good week. It's nice to be watching games around the country, and I think what's nice is playoffs are about to take off, and we're going to see a really exciting cricket this coming week.
Yeah, and just talk to me about just this past week of SA20. We've seen the batters coming into play compared to the bowlers in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it was an important weekend, or week, because, I mean, a lot of the teams, some of, number 5 and 6, Pretoria Capitals, DSG, maybe possibly could have got themselves into the playoff position, but not so great. But you think about MI Cape Town really running away with it. They had a good week because they won all 3 games this week. And one victory, some of the teams, but it was a lot of the home teams taking advantage of the home conditions. Because 8 matches were played this week, 5 came from home sides, and only 3 losses from teams coming at home.
Nono speaks about my Cape Town. I mean, we've seen them top now the table, and they're leading.
No, to be honest with you, my Cape Town had a good team, and then I like how Robin Peterson has actually conduct all of them and give them opportunity to the rest of the players that actually we didn't see them. Now all of a sudden they actually rise up. When you give Ringleton a space, and then you give on the descent a space, you give Rabada a space, and then you give people that we didn't even see right through the tournament. All of a sudden they show up and take that spot, without any doubt, showing that there are guys that are actually being there, like the opening pairs, that we had in this tournament. It come from where? From my Cape Town.
Yeah. Paul Royals, on the other hand, they were topping the log, but now they're second position because they've lost 2 back-to-back games.
Yeah, it's been an interesting, because they were the first team that qualified for the playoff position. And as a coach, you're always sitting with a conundrum of, do we give the rest of the squad opportunities to play, or do we carry on? Because we know momentum is such an important thing at this back end of the tournament, because you're going to be taking that momentum into the playoffs. So the coaching staff of Paul Royals made the decision to rotate their squad, but now you're going into the playoff with the back of 2 losses. And those 2 losses, you feel that MI, who've got 4 wins in a row, they're going to be feeling that, they can be the first team to get themselves into that final. So Paul Royals losing Joe Root, back of 2 losses. I think there's going to be a lot for them to think about in terms of that first playoff coming tomorrow.
But not even just to disturb on what you guys are saying, and I think as well, Nono, when you're talking about the teams trying to figure out which combination they should have, we should not point the fault already. Maybe they know their squad, how strong they are, and then giving those guys an opportunity as well to play.
Yes.
It's something that we don't see from the other teams.
Yes.
So we can't really say that they might Cape Town, they will have an advantage of the Power Rocks. It's going to be a good game. That without a doubt. But my problem, I always talk about it. Why will they take both of the teams to PE instead of giving, just imagine.
Different
just
conditions.
Imagine.
Come on.
I understand that.
I like it.
Just imagine you have either the grounds that they will play on. The Power Rocks will go down. Either the My Cape Town will go to Paarl. And then the crowd will be so amazing. Now you're taking out of their comfort and sending them to PE where they don't know anything about the ground and all that kind of stuff. That's the only problem that I have. And then I hope next year on the fourth, the fourth season will be a change. They must have the gap and say which team that has got to qualify first, they should have an opportunity to play in a home ground.
Fully understand, fully in agreement with you. But I want us to just reflect back on this entire week. And there are specific performances that I'd like us to look at. That is with My Cape Town, Reza Hendricks, Rassie van der Dussen. They've had good partnerships together. Yeah,
I think if you think about Reza for starters, he's the guy who came with the big money into the MI team. Didn't really take off for Joburg Super Kings. And I think a lot of people, when Reza was signed, we thought, is he going to bat? Is he going to open the Rickleton because it's a renowned opening partnership in South Africa? Or where were they going to find a position? Because we know that Rassie van der Dussen in the previous season was in fantastic form with Rickleton. But I think what's been really good to see Reza Hendricks owning that number 3 position. And that top 3 now has become a really dangerous top 3. Fantastic, but I think what's important for me is, again, can they continue with that form? Because if Reza comes off a start, he's play spin really well, and I think that's what's fantastic about Reza in the middle overs as well.
Yeah, and that's good because these players know each other from the Lions, and so they're familiar with each other and how they play.
Absolutely, but I want to just to add on what Nono just saying, and then I think as well with the partnership between Reza and Baby AB. Man, that was fantastic. It was when you're watching 2 players that they almost like different style of doing things. For them to be able to get the partnership with a 3rd wicket, 143. It was something else. And then both of them they end up on over 70.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at the leading run scorers for so far. I mean, you've got MI's Rassie van der Dussen at the top. Luandre has been, in the fine form in his first season. But again, if you're looking at there's Rickleton also in there. It shows you the importance of those partnerships up top. That's what makes the playoff very exciting for me. You've got Pretorius. Yes, I think they're unfortunate that they lost Joe Root in this competition. But it's going to make it a really exciting contest to see some of the fine batters of MI and, of course, Luandre. And obviously, they need to find how they can possibly replace Joe Root, who's obviously gone back to prepare for the ICC Champions Trophy.
And one of the batters that isn't there, and we've just spoken about him, is Faf du Plessis, right? Faf du Plessis has been playing well, and we saw a captain's knock from him.
Of course, when is the crunch time? these are one of the things that I actually see the true colors, of, the experienced player. When you're talking about Faf du Plessis, we all know that he's a pillar and strength of Josie, the Super Kings. So he really performed very well. I really enjoyed watching him. He didn't give them any chance that he can show that he can get out.
And Donovan Ferreira is picking up at the right time.
All of them. All of them. This is one of the things that I think that Josie's, they only wait for Faf to perform. And then all of them, they start creeping. That's the only thing that I think that they are missing. There's no one that will say, I should be the hero today. Let me be the one that takes on whatever team that we're playing against. They always want to see someone who do better, and then they will actually come through.
And I want us to just reflect on the bowlers. Kwena Maphaka has been bowling quite well, got good figures, 2 for 20-something odd runs, and I think he's been playing really well.
I think there was a point where he needed a break, and I think it was important from the Power Royals to just give him some time off. He started with a test match in the New Year's Test in Cape Town, straight into the SA20, and he's been playing. And it's important as well for a young player to just, get some rest, probably rethink what he's been going. You felt that he's been targeted in some of the earlier games, and after resetting himself, I think he's come back really strongly. I mean, a spell that he bowled in Joburg against the Joburg Super Kings, it was a very fiery one. But what I like about him now, how quickly Kwena Maphaka learns. I think his variations are second to none, because now you know that everyone feels that they can put pressure at him, but how he's responding under pressure for me has been really exciting to see a young player. I'm really learning quickly and adjusting to some of these batters who are looking to target him.
But also he's a very passionate bowler. I mean, we need to speak about that altercation between him and Faf du Plessis. I mean, someone else might say, this is sports. Of course he needs to be passionate. What do you think, Makhaya, about that?
Now, they all say that cricket is the what game?
Passionate?
No.
Gentleman's game?
You got it right. And then I know, as a bowler as well, you don't like someone to actually taking advantage of you or try to be ahead of you or on top of you. You find a way that you can, try to shoulder whatever that is, but how you do it, that's where the question should be. Will you chip or will you try to bowl him out because you've got 6 balls to do so? Then if he says something as a batter to you, then that's when things starting to be going in a wrong direction. But I believe that I've got 6 chances, you've got 1.
I love the passion, and always have to be careful of a young player chirping or saying a lot of words to a senior player. Faf is an international player, and I
400 games.
And 400 games,
Yes.
you mentioned. I think as a young player, you probably learn where is that line. You're towing that line, and with a senior player, I mean, he will find out the time. But I'm a fan of his passion. I'm a fan of his celebrations, and it's exciting to see a young man believing in himself. He's been a revelation for South Africa.
And another player, right, that is almost the same age as Kwena Maphaka is Luanje Pretorius. I mean, they have been showing their experience, even if they're young players in this competition.
But I think as well, when you're talking about the Pretorius point of view, he has someone that is Joe Root next to him, where he gave him the time and say, play your natural game. Don't try to complicate things. When you see the ball, you want to hit it, go for it. So that's how quickly you grow. Being able to have someone who can guide you while you are batting.
And I think what's been exciting for me is he comes from the Highveld. And I mean, the Power Royals have won all their games playing at home. And for him to be one of the leading run scorers in their side, and as someone who's basically grew up in the Highveld, has really been exciting. Yeah. Because we know from the World Cup, Under-19 World Cup, he struggled against spin. But the growth that we've seen in a space of a year or two, it shows that, again, similar to Kwena Maphaka, they're learning quickly. And again, there's no better environment than the SA20 for these youngsters to be playing against the best and adjusting quickly. And it's really exciting to see how he's making these adjustments.
I throw up something earlier on before the tournament starts, just the beginning of the tournament when he was starting performing. And then I say, Rob, did you start selecting your team earlier?
Early.
Before you see actually who's in form. You know, Riza Hendricks is not in the squad, but they look at him. Baby AB is not in the squad. Look at how he's doing. Mapaka is not in the squad. Look how he's doing. Sipamla is not in the team. Look how he's doing. You know, so you have those players really, when you look at them and then scratch your head and says, did I select my team very early? But again, in that sense as well, you have players now that are starting getting injured. So that could be another opportunity for these young kids.
I can continue giving you airtime, but we need to take a quick break. So we're going to take a quick break. But as we go to this break, have a look at these great wickets that took place this past week.
Got him straight through. That is loose from King. Very loose indeed. And Quentin Parker has struck. He'll be delighted with that, will the teenager?
Oh, lovely. That is out. That is out.
Pearce, Yorker, wicket.
Yeah, it's just wickets everywhere.
Got him. He does that, does Mujib. Oh, what a lovely delivery. Right, Wickerton smashed it straight. And now, in reply, Roger smashes his stumps.
Oh, ball him! As he's done so many times to so many a batter. Rashid Khan.
Boom! Perfect Yorker from Malinga. Perfect execution. Not a hit! First ball he bowls here at the Wanderers in this fixture. Quick, electric.
Final over. Big swing at it. And that's a pretty good catch. A backward point. Got him. Straight to cover. Another one down.
This is a man down there. He's going to take it. Oh, he's taken a blinder. That is a beautiful catch. Wow, that is quite spectacular. Oh, what a catch. Drive it straight back at Bosch. And he's pouched it.
Oh, that is absolutely brilliant. That is something else. 2 moments of cricket, back to savour.
There we go. There's the first wicket. That is a stunner. I think that's been taken. Isan Malinga. There's an edge and a wicket. Touch strap. Overton's done exactly what Sean Park was talking about.
And boy, those hands of Makhaya Ntini, they are safe, they are massive.
What a grab that is! Oh my word! Add it to the collection. He is in shock, we are in shock, they're all in shock. And Pete again, now that's been struck. How high has it gone? Has it gone far enough? Oh, that's a brilliant catch. That is superb, he just did that so easy.
We have seen some incredible catches in this Betway SA20. And you know what they always say, catches win matches. Now we'll be heading over to talk about the elimination process. And of course, we've got the first game between Paarl Royals, and they are up against My Cape Town in the first qualifying rounds. And of course, after that, we've got Joburg Super Kings, and they are up against Sunrisers Eastern Cape. It should be a belter of a game, and we're expecting a good game in Gqeberha, right, Nono?
Yeah, always exciting. I love this format, and it's been a good introduction in South Africa. Because I mean, obviously we've known about it in the IPL. MI Cape Town versus Paarl Royals. It's the best 2 sides in the competition, and the nice part about this qualifier setup is that if you do lose the game as the number 1 or number 2 side, you get another crack at it, which is absolutely amazing. And the 2 sides that finished 3 and 4, you only get 1 opportunity and then you go home. So
That's a sad part.
If you lose,
That's an absolutely a sad part.
and you know, so that's what's nice. It's opportunity, and of course, I feel at times the teams that finishes at the bottom, sometimes because you have to work harder to get those opportunities, and if you win that game, eliminator, you go to the second qualifier, you do come that you've been through a couple of wars that you had to deal with, and it feels like, you know, if you're coming to that final, you might have a chance, because you know what, we've seen it all, and it brought us even closer. So it is exciting, but again, we have to wait for what happens in the first exciting one, Power Royals and MI.
Let's chat about that one. My Cape Town Power Royals, they have won all the games on their home soil, and now they're heading over to slightly different conditions in the coastal area of Gqeberha.
Yes, that's my home in any case. But I think, you know, it's quite a good one, and then it's going to be a challenge for both teams. Because the wicket as well they're not going to be familiar with it. But I can say that it's a place that you can enjoy yourself, especially when you come to the batters. You can enjoy yourself as well as the bowlers. You take more spin, but one thing that I could say between those two teams, whoever do anything first, they need to assess the wicket first, that they can be able to adjust along with whatever they want to put on the board. How
have those conditions been in Gqeberha?
I mean, it's very difficult to assess in a way because the home side hasn't been great this year. They lost a lot of wickets in the power play. So you feel that a lot of the numbers, when you look at it from a Sunrisers Eastern Cape point of view, they might be skewed because they haven't really played well at home. But we know how passionate the people of Gqeberha are. We know how exciting the venue is. But the conditions are different. I mean, you look at MI Cape Town playing at Newlands, it's a bigger ground. Paul is a slower wicket, but you feel that Paul Royals obviously made it a home, so it really did work for them. But moving to Gqeberha, what's going to be important is for them, like you said, Umek, is adjusting. The team that adjusts quickly, because now it's two neutral teams playing in conditions that are familiar.
And then you've got the Joburg Super Kings up against Sunrisers.
Joburg Super Kings, I think they are the one that they have a little bit of an upper hand because they're playing in the Highveld. You know, so as a Eastern Cape, probably they will struggle a little bit. But at the same time, we've seen how Centurion has played. Yeah. We've seen how their home team has struggled. You know, and then the teams that actually played well are the teams that are coming outside of Centurion. So it is going to be another one, but exactly the same thing that we are saying here. Who's the one that is actually assessed better than the other? Yeah. If you don't lose wickets in the first power play, you're standing a good chance to put a big score.
Yeah, let's talk about those big scores, because I mean, Centurion, big scores, and we saw with the previous game that there were over 400 runs scored on that day.
I keep saying it, the best ground in the country to play G20 cricket, because me, Tamek, are definitely not our preference because it's a flat wicket. Yeah. 200 plus is always sometimes it's a par score, and you feel that slight of advantage, Joburg Super Kings, because they just recently played there as well. And of course, they're being on the Highveld. But the biggest thing for me is the teams, the balance. You feel that Sunrisers Eastern Cape, they've won this tournament, and they'll be coming there feeling, you know, if we turn up, we've been here before, we can do this. And that's what, for me, might be slight advantage to the Sunrisers Eastern Cape, even though we're in the Highveld.
Just to add on that, from the Eastern Cape point of view, we only saw Stubbs trying to rise up in the last game. We haven't seen him right through. I don't know if because of the wicket keeping has taken his toll on his side. Now his focus now is he has actually forgotten what actually made him as Stubbs. You know, because we knew him as a good batter, but now he's been doing two jobs. Now he's an all-rounder, to say. Now he struggled, but in the last game, at least, you know, he showed the case that he wants to come back to be what he has known as.
Well, some people have not struggled when it comes to catches, and we've seen some good catches from the spectators at different venues, that they have had a share of 2 million in this Betway SA20 competition. And one of those winners managed to be on the Betway app and participate. And of course, they will be tripling their winnings. As simple as that, Nono. It's always good to be at the stadium and making sure that you catch yourself a share of 2 million.
Yeah, they said we started with January. Definitely not going to be any worries for that young man. I think he was sitting on about 500,000. 500,000 by tripling his, playing the Betway catcher competition. And I think he did mention that he'd recently lost his partner. He broke up with his partner. So this is the one.
Look at that.
He gave it everything and made sure he's the only one. And look at that. I mean, the cameras almost didn't pick it up, but his effort, didn't want to let go, made sure that it is. And
His brother was there.
Family together.
Look at that.
With the avocado bucket hat, we love it.
Guess who bought it? The girlfriend. The ex-girlfriend.
Oh yes, apparently they broke off. So now the ladies are going to get a share of that million.
He's having a good
me.
Valentine's Day because this is all for himself.
Yeah. And not with his brother though.
We love it. We absolutely love it. Now I want us to move over to the ICC Women's T20 World Cup. I almost double over my words, but let's talk about that. The under-19.
Yeah, I mean, it's another final for South Africa, which was really exciting. But unfortunately for South Africa, another one where in this occasion, we don't win the tournament. But it's been a fantastic tournament for the South African under-19 side to have put themselves in another final, for South Africa to put themselves in a final. Batting first, you feel that there wasn't a lot of runs to play against the mighty India, and losing by 9 wickets. Yes, it's a big loss,
yes.
But again, I think there's a lot of positive to take from this young group.
When you're talking about the performances, let's actually give them the round of applause. They were unbeaten until they get to the final. That should tell you how that team themselves, they were so excited, playing, in the World Cup and then play the way that they play, losing in the final. Anybody can lose the final. But I really, saying well done to them for being unbeaten in their group stage, get to the semi-finals and beat Australia again.
Yes.
We say that again. Beating Australia as a South African ladies team. No, I won't say it again that probably their final was against Australia, which has happened, with the senior ladies. They played very well. I'm proud of them.
All right. I'm also proud of them, but it's time for us to wrap up this episode. Thank you so much, Nono, for joining us. And thank you, Makhaya. I think we must give you a whole hour next because
we've got a lot to say.
Take your time. But thank you so much for joining me. And thank you to everybody that's joining us on this episode. But we are sealing it off with the great performances from this past week. Enjoy it.
He connects on 6. It's a historic win for the Paul Royals.
Bosh, out of there. Nicely done.
Oh, pick the bones out of that. That's a fine shot.
Oh, wow. That might be my shot of the day. Good strike. That's a beauty. Oh, it's gone too far.
Over next side, picked up beautifully, and that's gone for 6. That is a beauty.
Stand and deliver. Yet another big one.
That's a huge hit.
Oh, that's an absolute cracker.